I think there's something really special about helping those animals that don't have a home. It's just very gratifying to take an animal that has been injured, homeless, possibly starving, abused, to being a healthy, happy animal that's ready to go to a new home is one of the best feelings I can think of. Seeing the animal leave with the new family is something that warms my heart every single time I see it. In the 1940s, there was a woman named Norma Campschrader, and she loved animals. And so she started this little shelter in a small house on Indiana Street. Local police would bring them homeless animals to this makeshift shelter, and volunteers provided care and found new homes for them. And then in March 26, 1951, the organization was chartered, and 7 years later, the first shelter building was erected. In 1995, a new 11,000 square foot facility was built, and it was called the Charles Eyes Memorial Animal Shelter. The old building definitely had been in use for a long time. A lot of old shelters were built before there was knowledge about how animal facilities should really be created. Here we have large numbers of animals, large numbers of germs, and a large amount of water that's used every day, and disinfectants and other corrosive materials potentially that can cause damage to the facility itself. There was no compartmentalized air exchange, which is important. You can aerosolize bacteria and viruses that way. So the layout of it was not conducive to disease control. Those were the original reasons why we started thinking about what we should do for the animals at the Lawrence Humane Society. How could we keep them healthy and save our resources so that we could save more lives? The new building will help us move animals through the shelter faster, which will ultimately save more lives. This building is designed to reduce disease transmission because the animals are compartmentalized into individual rooms. Each room has its own air exchange system, which lowers the chances of airborne disease transmission. So that's a very big change from the old building where all the air communicated with all areas. Compartmentalized housing also helps control outbreaks of infectious disease. It protects everybody else from exposure. This building also includes natural light, which is a really good environmental enrichment that really helps the psychological well-being of the animals. I would like to see us be able to just save more lives. I think that we are poised and ready to do other programs such as trap, neuter, release. I would also really love to see the Lawrence Humane Society be a leader in shelter medicine, regionally and possibly nationally. I think that it's definitely possible that we could do all of those things in the future.
On a cold day in February, a park ranger was hooking up an abandoned camper to be towed away, but then he heard barking coming from inside. The park ranger looked through the torn blankets covering the window and noticed a puppy constrained in the camper. He immediately contacted the Lawrence Humane Society, who sent out a humane investigator to assist. Investigators then rushed the puppy to the Lawrence Humane Society for medical treatment, a nice meal, and a warm blanket. The people who owned the camper allegedly fled once they were charged with animal cruelty and have yet to be arrested or arraigned for leaving Zoe to die in that camper. Knowing Zoe needed her forever home, the Lawrence Humane Society petitioned the court for custody of Zoe. After months of waiting, the verdict came in. The courts finally gave us custody over Zoe.
Good girl. Are you ready to go home?
She has been awesome. Once I got her home and she was out playing with my other dog, I knew that night that I was going to foster fail with her. I was pretty sure. I think I am already in love with this dog. I might have to keep her. And at that point, I didn't know anything about what had happened. I was just like, I like this dog. She's so good. I love her. She's just got a super sweet personality. She likes everybody. She gets along with all the other dogs. She's just happy.